Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome to MX vs ATV All Out, where today we're going to be talking about the brand new release today of the 2020 AMA Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship DLC in MX vs ATV All Out. They have graciously updated all of those tracks that they released last year and started releasing some of the newer tracks that we didn't have from last year's DLC. So there are 11 Pro Motocross tracks plus Loretta Lynn's coming in this DLC pack, and I'll talk about it in a second. But today we're playing Hangtown, the motocross classic at Hangtown, which is not actually going to be a national this year, as you guys probably already know that they have canceled that round at Hangtown. And all signs point to it being off the schedule, at least from all of the schedule updates they've released so far. But obviously, Hangtown is one of the rounds that was not part of the DLC package last year, so they've completely updated it so that we can have it to play. But the other tracks that will be coming are meant to be updated to mimic the 2020 Pro Motocross season. Now, this DLC pack is supposed to be a season pass, essentially, where like you get a fresh new DLC track every week or every couple weeks or so, depending on these release dates. And it's going to feature, like I said, 11 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross tracks and Loretta Lynn's, which is obviously, part with MX Sports and Racer Productions and all those things like that own the Outdoor Nationals. But then they also host the Loretta Lynn's Amateur National Championship at Loretta Lynn's in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, I believe the town is. So that is pretty cool. Cool little update, little DLC drop today, and I wanted to get these videos kind of more frequently updated, play a little bit more MX vs ATV All Out. I know people have kind of been asking where that's been gone on the channel, and to be honest with you, I hadn't done much of it just because I'd kind of exhausted the career mode in the game, and DLC, it does come, but it's not like very frequent in this game. So when we get DLC like this, I like to play it and show it off a little bit, which is why we're playing Hangtown today. The DLC pack also, by the way, it's $19.99. It is available now on Steam, Xbox Marketplace, and the PlayStation Store for purchase. And I've already said what it comes with, but the release dates for everything will be as follows. So Hangtown was released today, May 21st, 2020, and these are all 2020 dates as well. If you're watching this well in the future and you're confused what I'm talking about, Hangtown was released today, May 21st. Southwick will be released May 28th, so that's next Thursday. High Point will be released on June 4th. Oh, went into the barriers there. My apologies. Florida, which is WW Ranch, will be released on June 11th. Thunder Valley will be released on June 18th. Redbud will be released on June 25th. Loretta Lynn's will then be July 2nd. Budds Creek is going to be July 16th, so there's a couple week break in there before the next release. And then July 23rd for Unadilla, July 30th, it's listed as June on their website, but it will be July 30th for Ironman Raceway, and then August 6th for Spring Creek, which is Millville, and August 13th for Washougal is the release dates that they have scheduled for this. They also have said, though, in the PR that they put out today that we put up on RacerX Online earlier today, that the Fox Raceway, which is also supposed to be a round of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship in 2020, will be included as part of the package at a later time in the fall. So that's going to be sometime after September-ish, September, October area is when you can expect to get Fox Raceway, which is going to be the Paula National. And this is just really cool. I mean, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the real-life stuff, the real-life racing, so real replicas of tracks are awesome in any game of any kind. It's great that we have the Monster Energy Supercross series now to give us full replicas of the Supercross tracks in real life, but now we also get essentially all 12 motocross tracks, plus Loretta Lynn's. We have the GPs with MXGP being covered over there. So really, as motocross gamers right now, we are in really, really cool, like, rarefied air, because this is not ever really how it's been. Back in the day, we were pretty lucky to have games like Supercross 2000 or Supercross 2001. EA Sports produced them, and those would be replica tracks. And then you'd have games like Championship Motocross or MX 2002 featuring Ricky Carmichael, and those games would have real tracks too. But they just were not to the level, to the detail, or anything along those lines of the tracks that we get nowadays. So this is really, really cool for the THQ Nordic and Rainbow Studios crew to put this together, get this out for us. And I'm definitely stoked to kind of play these every week. Looking forward to Southwick next week already to see how that one feels and whether it's different than what we played last year or not. But this is Hangtown. So Hangtown, located in northern part of California. It's just outside of Sacramento, which is the capital of California. But it's the fifth largest city, I believe, of California. So it's behind kind of the major ones that LA, San Diego, San Francisco. I think San Jose is bigger too, but I could be wrong. And Sacramento, this particular location where Hangtown is hasn't always been the Hangtown National. They used to have it at another location, and then they moved it to, as you can see on this sign up here, Prairie City SVRA, which stands for State Vehicular Recreational Area. So it is an off-road park, essentially. It's really cool. California does this in a lot of different areas. You probably have heard of places like Pismo Beach, which is also like a vehicular recreational area that's designated by the state of California for outdoor activities like this. So Hangtown itself, it's a motocross track, but it's massive comparatively to what it is just as the track. Beyond it, there are trails and people kind of build tracks and stuff around it and stuff like that. And it's a pretty big park. And I'm going to finish this lap here and show you that the Rainbow Studios guys did a really, really terrific job to kind of capture everything within the near vicinity of the racetrack, because they can't make the map unreasonably huge, but for the most part, they got everything really, really, close and spot on nearby. I haven't actually been to Hangtown myself, but if you just look at the Google Maps overhead versus the in-game map overhead in this, you can see, it's basically the exact same thing. They've embellished a little bit of things around the edge of the track. In real life, there's not like doubles and triples around the outer edge of the track everywhere like there is, and you'll see in just a moment when I go out there. But it's still really cool that instead of just doing the track and saying that's all we're doing, we're not doing anything else, they went full bore and added a bunch of stuff. So kind of take you guys through a couple areas here. Of course, this is the starting line that I was just sitting on. Here's the big Hangtown Classic logo that's always right here, and another Prairie City SVRA billboard on top of this. I think that's like a snack bar right there. Two big American flags, and then this is heading up towards Pit Row, where the semi trucks and stuff are normally parked. They even park some semi trucks in here with some ramps so that you can kind of jump over them or hit some freestyle jumps and stuff like that. So that is really cool. But before I get like too far and start exploring a bunch, I wanted to actually show you the overhead map, and you can see like how crazy this map is. It's huge. It's got these trails and stuff kind of all over the back that we're going to go explore. You can see it's kind of got like a mini track built in here, built out of the trails, which is really, really unique as well. This lake is actually there as well, and so is this one. So they're not lakes, they're kind of like ponds, but again, just showing you attention to detail, more of the track and stuff like that over here. So let's just kind of explore. Let's go around, take a look at Prairie City SVRA Park here in MX vs. ATV All Out. I'm really excited for this DLC because as I've mentioned recently on some of my other videos, you guys also know that I'm a real big fan of being able to ride real life tracks in games, because it's just kind of cool to compare of all the tracks that will be released in this DLC pack. I've only actually been to like 4 of them, I think, but I've actually only ridden Fox Raceway, so I can't compare all of these, but I'm sure some of you guys are just stoked for the fact that like some of you may have ridden at Hangtown or Thunder Valley or these other places, and now you have the opportunity to play the tracks in the game, which to me is just loads of fun. Like, that is really, really cool that you can ride the track in real life, and then you can go actually play it in this video game now. And I give big ups to development teams that branch out and do this, because stuff like this, it's not cheap. Like, it's not cheap to obtain the rights to get all these tracks in the game, and it's not cheap to obtain the rights to have the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross series essentially in the game. And recently MX vs. ATV actually put together an online tournament during this COVID-19 situation, where they had a Loretta Lynn's Amateur National Championship with like area qualifiers and actual championships for all 3 major consoles. So again, really solid job lately from the MXers ATV crew and trying to kind of like redevelop themselves a little bit after they, you know, obviously Nordic and THQ came back together after they were bought out, or I'm sorry, after THQ went bankrupt, and then Nordic came in and bought THQ and this specific part of THQ and started redeveloping these games, and they've worked really hard to come from, you know, they were making basically a re-rendition of MXers ATV Alive in the MXers ATV Supercross series, and now they have these full-blown replica tracks in these games, and you know, whether or not you're like a huge fan of the physics of the game, you know, they're not the most realistic thing, a little loosey-goosey and stuff like that, but you can't deny that, you know, this is meant to be fun. You're picking up a video game, it should be fun. Any, you know, 5-6-year-old kid picking up and playing it should feel like it's a fun game to play, and I still feel that way myself when I play these games. It's not like I'm playing them and I'm just miserable the whole time. I'm like, oh gosh. I love playing these games because they're just like a break from try-harding in MX Bikes or MX Sim or anything crazy like that these days. And I think that a game like MXers ATV has a special place in the younger fans' kind of living room or heart or whatever you want to call it, because, you know, it is just meant to be like kind of a fun arcade game. Is it a hard game to learn and perfect and be really good at? Absolutely. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I think the people that were winning the championships for the MXO tournaments that were ran for these Loretta Lynn's area qualifiers and championships and stuff like that, the people that race those events are really damn good at this game, and they put the hours in and they know what they're doing. I'm not one of those people, and I don't claim to be that at all or anything like that, but you know, I think for the most part, this game is quite a bit easier to pick up and just kind of moto down on than MX Bikes or MX Sims. So that's kind of what I was making a comparison there for. But back to this DLC, again, just, you know, really, really cool. All these ups and downs they put in the back terrain here. They even put some of these like really big step-up jumps and stuff like that. Actually, I'm going to hit this jump and try to throw a big whip off of it because that looks like a freaking blast. And you can see those little stakes back there that are going all the way around. That's the out-of-bounds part of the map, so just got to keep an eye for that. But here's a big whipper tail jump. Didn't quite get enough distance. I'm going to crash. I've also fiddled with my setup a little bit since I got back into this, because I know a lot of people say if you tune the bike right, it feels a lot more realistic, and it's definitely true. Like, I think this game in first person feels really good, like much better than playing it in third person. So I'll kind of play it in first person a little bit here while I'm hitting some of these other things on the side, but I like the tuning setup that I've adjusted to. I feel like it's got a much more like centered push into the ground feel and stuff like that, because I'm not like a huge fan of kind of how bouncy this game is, I guess. But yeah, I like this setup. It feels really good. I like this entire map. This is really fun. This is just so cool, man. Like free riding all through this Prairie City SVRA park. Just giving you like these awesome, I want to get out and go ride feelings right now. Like seriously, this DLC pack already makes me want to like not only have Nationals return, which is, you know, supposed to happen in July, but pick up my bike and go ride somewhere, man. This is really, really cool. Really awesome job by the Rainbow Studios crew to buckle down and put in the work to get this done. This is a tall order. You know, I don't know everything that goes into how they build tracks and stuff like that, but I know, you know, it's not as simple as just like taking some photos and then it all gets scanned in nice and pretty. Like, you know, I'm sure they have some 3D scanning materials and stuff like that that helps, but they still have to lay down these little tiny bushes and trees and other things like that all across the environment and take their time and use attention to detail with that. And they have to be accurate. They, you know, releasing this track as a replica of a national track, if it was less than, you know, pretty close to accurate, people would rip it apart. So it's very time consuming, and you know, I think $19.99 probably gives people a little bit of like a, oh god, that's so expensive, like why are we buying more stuff for a game that we already bought and stuff like that. And I mean, that's just kind of how DLC works. But I think that in this case it's worth it because there's so much content that you're going to be getting in this season pass. It's not just Hangtown, it is not just Southwick or just Redbud or just anything like that. You're getting basically at the end of the day you're getting 13 tracks, because you're getting, you know, the 12 that are coming with this season pass and then eventually Fox Raceway. And like that's a pretty hefty amount of tracks for only $20. I know that some people are going to be like, oh, that's stupid, but I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, land that. Nice, that was a cool little whip. Well, this is it, folks. This is Hangtown, newest part of the MX vs. ATV All Out 2020 AMA Pro Motocross Championship DLC. Definitely looking forward to playing these every week, talking about them. I may even use these tracks, now that I think about it, as some of my race preview or race review stuff again in the future. So I may be back playing Hangtown at a later date and talking about, well, not Hangtown because Hangtown won't happen, but you know, another track at a later date, and talking about Lucas Oil Pro Motocross happenings and all that fun stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions about the DLC package or anything that I can answer, first of all, head to the description. I'm going to provide a couple links about when the DLC is coming and any information that, you know, I've already seen and that I can get out to you guys. But if you have any further questions or comments that you'd like to ask, please head down to the comment section below. I'd be happy to answer them. And again, really appreciate you guys stopping by and watching another video here on Start Your Systems. My name is Kellen, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now.